Yeah.
But what's up, people? Welcome to another episode of Horror with Sir Sturdy. Backpacking with Sturdy, episode 501. We're in Korea this time. South Korea, to be exact. I saw the devil. And this is a Seoul, South Korea. This movie was released on August 12th, 2010. So just to be a little more precise with it, I guess. And a famous dish there is fermented vegetables. I ordered some Korean food. I forgot to get the thingies that got up ordered and stuff. The food was great though. But my wife had me try some of this stuff and I wasn't a fan. I
Yeah,
tried
the fermented shit. I
kimchi.
can't, man.
Kimchi is what it's called, by the way.
I
Oh
love the
no,
kimchi.
I
no.
I
tried,
wish my
but
stomach would treat me better, but I could live off kimchi.
It's too sour, too bitter.
it's
I can't do it.
that just
But I can't take sauerkraut. Like sauerkraut frightens the hell out of me. But
and
I
you know
love
what's
kimchi.
what's funny? I'm the like sauerkraut. I can do like a little bit on a burger, a little bit on like
I
a
don't
hot
like
dog or
none.
kielbasa, but by itself, no. That's too much.
Now, have any of you had any of their street pancakes? What is it? Hota?
No.
Oh, those are so
No.
good.
Mm.
Are they
Oh.
sweet?
Yes, they can be sweet. They can be savory. You can do a little bit of everything with them.
Oh,
I
okay.
get here and I throw a little bit of the peanuts in there and pecans and stuff like that.
Mm.
It's not really good, but you can throw fruit in there. You can just go straight dough. It's really good.
Nice. That
Very
sounds good.
nice.
But yeah, so we're here again. And Dave, I'm gonna let you kick it off. I know you are another content creator on here, so can you please tell people where you're from and what you do?
Sure. Hello, everybody. This is Dave from Nerdbox. It's a channel that covers all things horror. We mainly focus on Scream and Terrifier. We're the unofficial Terrifier channel, so we have about 30 videos on there. Behind the scenes, Easter eggs, theory videos, all of that for Terrifier and Scream as well. And pretty soon we'll be the unofficial channel for Stream, which is coming out August 21st. It's a survival horror film. So everybody wants to check that out, definitely. It's from the creators of Terrifier 2 and Terrifier 1. But over on our channel right now, we're doing 1,000 Ways to Die in a Horror Movie. So it's a list show.
Nice.
We're going over 10 crazy deaths every week.
That's
You know,
awesome.
who's been killed in the face, stabbed to death with paper clips. We're gonna go over that and Killer Donuts and all these other cool things. But
Killer
a lot
Donuts
of cool shows on there.
Fun. Killer Donuts was a fun movie.
I never seen it.
It's fun. I'll tell you what though, that movie cover is so
I seen the cover.
Freaking
cover.
Forget it. It's fun with dough, but if you want to laugh at something, watch the German film Killer Condom. It's so much
Oh
better
my
than
god!
all
I
this
thought that
shit.
was fake.
No, it's real.
it's
H.R.
real.
Geiger actually designed the main condom monsters, Mr. Xenomorph.
Wow.
I think
I
know,
thought it was fake, man.
Troma released it originally in the
Oh
United
my
States,
God.
at least.
Holy shit!
I
Gotta
believe
watch
I
it
saw that
now.
movie. If not, I gotta
Oh.
see it again. If not, I definitely
Yeah.
gotta see that again. But links are in the description, so make sure you guys check out the links. I'll give Trevor a moment at some point in the show as well to talk about where he's from and his show and all that good stuff.
Thank you.
But I saw the devil, gentlemen. I saw the devil. I'm so happy that we're doing this backpacking thing, this journey, through these foreign films, because so far we haven't had anything bad at all.
No, I'm a huge
With,
foreign horror.
What did we do? We did India 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Last week Japan, now Korea, and last week was with Itchy the Killer. That shit. Oh my
Wild.
gosh!
I
Like,
love that film.
Fucking wild movie.
watching these two films back to back, just seeing like the violence, actually, even the stories, because a lot of the same stuff did happen as far as the graping, which we say grape instead of the R word, and all that other craziness to it, and the violence in it might not have been as violent. Chaos, what's good? What's up? Appreciate you popping in here, homie. And this was on another level just because of the emotional part of it, and then you're just like, holy shit. I wasn't sure where this was going at first
Me either.
until you see all the connections tying in, because it starts off again just like Into the Killer. It starts off wild, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, we're like 10 minutes into the movie and this guy is already killing somebody. What the fuck? What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Fucking
And you said
begging for her life.
Yeah, literally.
I'm pregnant.
Mhm.
As soon as she said that, I'm pregnant. He was like, chop.
Yep.
He was like, I don't give a fuck.
He did not.
Yeah, I think it's one of those rare serial killer movies that's very close to reality. You know, it's not too Hollywood, it's not too horror, but it's like
Yeah.
the closest to what would be happening in real life. So it leaves that nasty feeling with you when you're watching it and exploring the movie, especially like you said with the opening kill. Oh my god!
Mhm. I don't know if we want to talk about the ending because usually with these kind of shows, people have seen the movie, but the
Oh, yeah.
ending is so perfect
Yes, it is.
in this film.
Oh my god!
I
yeah.
agree with you 100%, Dave. This is one of the
Oh my
better
God, yes.
serial killer movies. And I mean, and we all have lists, Henry, Manhunter, whatever. But as far as getting into the psychological aspect of becoming a monster, it's, who saw the devil? If it was the main character, he has to do what he wants to do. He learns quickly that he has to become a monster, and there are major responsibilities that come with that and loss. One little thing that I thought was really, really cool about this movie is this is the first serial killer movie that I can remember there being the actual eating of human flesh. And it actually brings up within the discussion that the other serial killer is suffering from Wendigo or Koro psychosis, which actually could come from the consuming of brains or human flesh. I've never actually seen that portrayed well in a film before, and this one does it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. And talk about just yes.
What's up, Joe?
What's good, Joe? How's it going, man? Hope all is well. Hit me
So
up about
also-
tomorrow, by the way. Hit me up about tomorrow, by the way, Joe.
So a part I like about this that I've never seen before either. So the main cop guy who's
So Yen.
looking for this main serial killer killed his wife.
Yep.
When he finds him, I'm like, he found him already? I'm like, what the fuck kind of movie is this? This is going to be quick. No, they did something I did not expect. He beat the shit out of him, heals him, drops him off, hunts him down again, beats the shit out of him, heals him again.
Yeah.
He is torturing this guy to try to break him.
And let's leave it here just because of the way that just because of the way it turns. Like, yes, you could say, cool, he's whooping his ass, he's doing what he's supposed, he's doing
But
what he
it's
should do, in my opinion.
process.
But I feel like the cat and mouse part, obviously you see where it bites him in the ass because then he goes and kills his fiance's parents and all this shit. And her sister, was it her sister, right?
The sister, yeah.
And with that,
they're
just
basically
from the
making
whole
each other more of a monster doing this.
Just from the whole cat and mouse game he was playing, which I get the whole destroying him, you know what I mean, physically and mentally, because he really was breaking this dude down to the point to where he knew nothing of like, how the hell does he keep finding me until
he was going crazy, he was going mad, he didn't understand how.
And I feel like that cat and mouse game should have ended. It should have ended a little sooner, or I would have just trapped him somewhere. Just got him somewhere, whatever. Just same way he did with these people, had him chained up, and just whooped his ass every single day.
See, that would have been too easy, though.
Yeah,
true.
Because the guy he would have expected it every day. Oh, he's back to whoop my ass. But when he's healed and
that is true.
left in a ditch, and he wakes up like, where the fuck am I in the middle of nowhere? Is all healed with a cast on, limping around the streets.
Yeah.
But then an hour later, this guy just busts through a door. He's like, how the fuck you know what I'm here? And just beats the shit out of him, get with a fire hydrant.
Physical and psychological torture. That's what it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, it also, I mean, one of the great things about horror movies, especially you find it a lot in foreign horror films, is subgenres of horror. So where this is at the time 2010, this was a very inventive take on the revenge film that didn't pull from Death Wish. It pulled from a much grittier place. a much more emotional one. And I think it is also has to be on that like top 10 list, if not top 5 list of best revenge films.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree.
Oh, this.
Mhm.
I mean, the revenge that is so amazing about this, like you mentioned earlier, James, is how you have all right, I don't remember how to pronounce either one of their names. So the serial killer,
Choi Min-sik, who was an old boy.
him,
Yep. He was an
Jean
old boy.
Kung-kul.
Jean Kung-kul,
We'll just call him Zhang or kill him.
Zhang,
Old boy.
Zhang, and him.
So-
He's
Yep.
that dude right there is just an animal. He's just an animal. But anyways, in the beginning, how he kills the one dude's fiance and she's pregnant, so he kills their unborn child.
Mhm.
And then how it ends with Agent Kim not necessarily killing him, because he didn't kill him, but he set it all up. Kind of like a Saw thing, if you think about it like that.
Yeah.
Just like Saw.
Like a trick.
Well, similar. Because he
Well,
couldn't,
he wanted-
he
he
couldn't
wanted-
get out of his trap.
Yeah, he wanted his family to see him die.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, having him hold that shit with his teeth.
Fucking
his
crazy.
Family opening the fucking door to see his head get cut off.
Mhm.
Listen,
His fucking son.
so
Dad?
I'm watching this movie with my wife, right? At the end, she's over here. That's perfect revenge rating.
She's
That's
like,
perfect
yeah, kill
revenge.
that motherfucker. Kill him.
This,
But I feel like it is in the sense of like, listen, you took everything from me. So now I'm not going to do the same. I'm not going to harm your family at all. Not physically, but I'm going to mentally fuck them up.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you
They're,
won't,
they're playing
at
two
the same
different
time, though,
warfares. One of those
But I could
fucking
also-
mental and one physical.
I mean, you could also say at the same time, though, because this dude was a serial everything, the killer, the grape, all that shit. So it's like he did what needed to be done to that guy, because it's one of those things where it's like, if he say you arrest him and he slips through the cracks and somehow gets out, he's gonna do that shit again and again and again and again. So, but
he stayed active in the film, so that's one of the unique things
Yeah.
too. Is he kept doing and seeking out people to kill on his own anyway.
Mhm.
So that's
True.
one.
Oh,
thing
speaking of that,
movie.
can we go real quick and call this guy a hero? In 1 week, this guy found 4 fucking major serial killers on that fucking police board. And he took them all out until he found the main one that killed his wife.
but at what cost?
You're right. What caused? Boy, he fucking. Oh,
Yeah.
another
You-
thing.
yeah, you can't call him a hero. I mean,
Yeah, true.
he
He was like- he was more like a
it's very
Deadpool
important to understand that he has
anti-hero.
to become the monster. And if we're talking about the ending, one of the great things the director Kim Jee-woon was able to do at the end is I had seen this film years ago, but I knew there was an ending similar to that. But I'm watching it and I'm like, wait, do other people live here? And I'm going, oh shit. Oh
Yep.
shit.
Mhm.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what is it? What is the one thing that he could do to win? And
Yeah.
he did it. And you see, as opposed to him walking off into the sunset, he falls apart because he knows
Christ.
now he is worse than what he was trying to do.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Like many Korean films, there's so many reasons for it. Like even the Korean soap operas are very emotional. And that's what makes Korean film, especially
love 'em.
horror, I think so much better, because it is more brutal in a quieter way, and that's what makes it worse.
More intensity.
Mhm.
Yeah, takes you
Yeah.
down that path, or it makes you question yourself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh hell yeah.
Also, I like how the main character, where the guy's like, "I'm going to win this. I just killed the chief and your sister-in-law. Basically, I'm going to go turn myself in." That guy is like, "No, you're not." He fucking kidnaps him right in front of the whole police force.
Yo,
Mhm.
when he's just sitting here waiting, puts his vehicle in reverse, rips the door off, gets this dude, just takes off, and I'm just like, wow. And
That's fucking crazy.
just real quick, because I want to talk about the part Trevor was talking about a minute ago with him, how he breaks down after all that happens. One part I liked, one part I loved about that whole entire scene is after he's leaving, he puts his headphones in and he's just walking up the street. and you see the car pull up, you see the cab pull up and stop. And like you're saying, like, oh shit, other people do live there. Gets out the car, all this stuff. And you kind of just, and I like how the camera didn't like really focus on it too much. It really had him, but it made sure you seen it, but it didn't zoom in on it or really focus in on it. It didn't blur it out either, but it didn't make it the main thing. It made it kind of like in the distance, important in the distance, but him's like the main thing.
But you knew who it was.
Yeah. And then once it goes inside, yo, and all that other shit, they're pulling on the door. You see the rope just coming from his teeth. I'm just like, I hope
how he was fighting it so hard. He's like, no,
yes.
It's just, I was like, damn, man.
And then boop, the door opens, and I'm just like, yes. Just, oh my gosh, it worked so well because this is one of those movies where I enjoyed the acting, and I enjoyed how, like, I'll use the main character Kim for example. He showed the emotion. Like, you've seen the pain throughout the movie. You've seen, like, the anger that was carrying him through all this. And then after everything was done, he finally got to break down and grieve. And he broke down way more than he thought he would because he lost a hell of a lot more besides his wife and his child, but also his in-laws. Well, his future in-laws and all that stuff as well. And it's just like, and then he lost himself.
Lost himself.
All that, he lost himself.
Prison.
Like you're saying,
no job now, nothing.
He just wanted his revenge on the one guy and just, but it's like, what would anybody else do in a situation like that? Because everybody says, oh, do the law, this, that, and the third, but it's like, yeah, but these type of people always get back out. Then what?
No, I get it. No, I would have the anger to kill him if I could find him, but I wouldn't have the idea of putting a thing down his throat and chipping him and fucking hunting him down every day, whooping his ass. I think it'll be a quick done and over. You killed my fucking wife, so I'm going to kill you. Type shit. But it was fucking crazy when they added that, man. I never seen that before. I was like, this fucking is insane. So my wife came in. I was at the last portion of it when he was turning himself in. When he killed when he attacked the girl, raped her, and he was going to the police. He's getting out of the car, limping, and he has a knife in it. He's just like waving it, helicopters and shit. My wife walks in. She goes, "What are you watching?" And she goes, "And what the fuck happened to that guy?" So I had to pause it, and I go, "There's a reason why he looks like that. So let me fill you in really quick." And I told her. She goes, "What the fuck?" She goes that she sat down and watched the rest, and that she seen the end part. She goes, "Oh my god." She's seen it. She goes, "For one, yeah, he deserved it. But oh my fucking god, they set it up where his family comes and fucking they open the door
like that."
She's
all
like,
you needed at the end,
find these movies.
all you needed at the end is a clip of that, and then the one dude going emotional damage right after that.
Well, I mean, okay, so there's the, if you want to apply the old kind of plot device is, if that were to continue by his son, who's already dealing with the fact that he is an absent father completely, now sees this. If you want to go cliched. But what made this ending so really beautiful for me, and I know everybody can deal with it to an extent, like, I don't know, say if you're having such a horrible month and you're like, I'm going to go out and I'm, going to order this, and, it shows up and you have 2 seconds and the down hits you. So take that little down and imagine what the special agent, the feelings he was having on that road.
Oh gosh.
I mean, imagine it, it's unbelievable because, he ended up getting caught in a game, and that's where it gets really crazy in this film. And that's where that second serial killer becomes very important. And you start seeing that there's a relationship with the main serial killer to younger serial killers, almost as a mentor, and there's a respect. But he doesn't on his it wasn't his deathbed, but it became his deathbed when he is approached by Sun Yun, and Sun Yun's there to get information. He gives him the information, and
Yep.
he implies some things that made him even darker because he's already consuming flesh because he can't. And what he says about women or victims, it can be interpreted in various ways. So he is continuing the game. He knows from his mentor what he would do. And instead of protecting, he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to, guess what? Have fun. He's enjoying it now. Very, very, very end that the main serial killer, well, I'll just call Old Boy because it's the same actor, really understands that, yeah, the last potential thing you see is one huge thing that you've forgotten in life. That is probably the ultimate pain. So he succeeded, but, way too many casualties in the long run. Something else that got me, I was curious to ask you guys, but I know. So the director, Kim Jee-woon, did a movie called The Good, the Bad, and the Weird, and also did this wonderful action film called The Bittersweet Life. I also did Tales of Two Sisters. And watching this, one thing that bothered me at first was the inclusion of action and things of that nature. I mean, it's got some amazing martial arts scenes. So this director has done this before with this same actor. And it's really only brought up once, but at the very beginning, it explains he's a special agent for South Korea. And if you miss that, it doesn't, but for necessity of film, it makes sense. And that it makes this, such a creepy, dank, dark film, but it's an action film too. And it's a damn good one. Oh. Hello. Hey.
Hello.
Back. There we go. Excuse me. But I guess I can dive into our ratings real quick, and then I'll spin the wheel, and we'll dive more into the movie. But I'll kick it off with you, James.
I'm going to give this one a 9.
Ooh.
Because this is my favorite revenge and serial killer movie, I think, as of right now.
That's fair. How about you, Trevor?
I'll give it a 9. I want to give it. I'll go out on a limb on this one. 9.5.
9.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And
this is a classic of the Korean genre.
All right, we going out of 10?
So, all right. I'm different than everybody on here. I do my ratings from a -10 to a +10 for a movie called Blood Lake. I don't know if you've ever seen it or not, but that's done some things to my rating. It did change my rating system forever. So, but these guys do from one
shot on video. Yeah,
I think these guys do 0 to 10 or 1 to 10.
Yeah, I do 0 to 10.
All right, so it's got a little bit of everything. It's got its suspense, it's got revenge, it's gonna make you think afterwards, it's gonna stick with you. So I'm right there with you, Trevor. I'm going 9.5. It's almost perfect. As James said, when you look at the revenge, there's a couple of revenge stories that are out there in Asia that are a little bit better than this. So that's where I'm going 9.5. Near perfect film.
I'm gonna go with a 9 as well because it is an awesome film. I mean, again, I love revenge films where it's like that evil being, whatever it is, whatever entity it is, because whatever type of movie you're watching gets what they asked for in a sense. You know what I mean? It's shit. You get what you deserve. You get what you ask for, and they got what they asked for. But the tough part about it is like the mental anguish that it puts the main guy through. Well, in this one, what it put Kim through, and you see it. I mean, you get it. I mean, just from the beginning, but then you see it at the very end of the movie where you really see his emotions, and he just breaks down. Like he's no longer like stone face, so to speak. Because you did see tears throughout the movie here and there, but now he's not. He's just like, I can finally just fucking let go and release. I literally lost everything, including my mind, but this guy is gone. I don't care about anything anymore. There's really nothing. I have nothing to live for. I have nothing to care about. breaks down, and you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah, the distraction's gone, right? So he put all of that on the side and focused on getting the job done. And then when that's all said and done, he has to deal with the reality that he's in and what he's left with.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And it, whew,
And I like how they didn't make it an easy revenge movie too. Like I like how they made it where everything that the main character did, there was a consequence.
Yeah.
Like the end, like the chief and the sister-in-law getting hurt and everything. So
I mean, they got more than hurt.
well, yeah. Well, I don't want to use the certain words.
Oh, dude. They're there no more. They're there no more.
But well, the chief did squeeze his hand. He was getting pulled to the ambulance. Did they actually officially say he died?
It is never official.
Now the girl was wrapped in a blanket and like this on the subway. She was killed.
She was done. Yeah. Oh, rigor mortis.
Yeah. One thing I can say about this guy is, he makes the suffering that Will Graham went under by Lecter look like nothing. As far as how long it's going to get him to fix up. Ooh. I've always wanted a reason to watch this.
Got a reason now.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Is this one Taiwanese?
I'm not sure. I'm going to look into that shortly, though.
Cool.
But I do have a question for you, gentlemen.
Yeah.
So would you rather over here? Would you rather have the investigation skills of Agent Kim or the survival instincts of the killer Zhang?
I'll go first. I am a business analyst, business architect, so I'm going with those analyst skills of Kim.
James? And I mean, see, I'll go.
I think the smart way, I think I'll go with Kim just because you can use it as like a career type thing. Because like, what's the chances? Like, I understand the survival, but unless you're doing something that you need surviving, like when are you going to use all those skills? It'll be in your back pocket, but you'll be just chilling on your couch every day normally. Unless someone's going to come and hunt you down every fucking day and beat the shit out of you.
But it doesn't even have to be that serious. So just having those skills to that level, it could just be just as simple as someone who just enjoys the outdoors. And you just have these skills and instincts to where you can also, say if you're someone who likes working in the wilderness, there's someone who's, what the fuck?
And technically, he don't really have surviving skills. The cop healed him. He didn't heal himself.
He did have killer instincts.
He was playing with his prey.
Yeah. Speaking of fucking, we got to talk about the injuries really quick. The one that fucking, I was like, ooh, is when he fucking took out the Achilles.
Those are always
because it was slow. It was, you seen him twist and you could see him yanking and just burst it out the knife. Oh man.
Those scenes can be worse than getting rammed in the balls.
Yeah.
Oh,
we've all known somebody who did something, and it is horrible.
I was like, how is he standing up after that? I understand they wrapped him, put a cast on him and everything, but come on, that must hurt so bad. There's no way you're still putting weight on that. Oh man.
He says he doesn't feel pain. Remember
You're
that
right. He does say that.
I don't feel pain.
He says I don't feel anything.
He is a traditional psychopath in many ways.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel pain. That's a bunch of
bullshit.
That
shit was crazy though. That was a good question though.
Me.
What'd you choose?
Pretty damn painful to me. Me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the killer instinct. Why not? Because again, I don't think of it as survival instincts and killer instincts. I don't necessarily think of it as violence. It could just be like that. Just maybe just having that, and not even instinct, but maybe just like that killer. Like I'm getting this fucking job done no matter what. And into that to where it does. So you do have those skills if it goes there, but but you can also like tie it back or focus it into something else. Is the way I'm portraying that or taking that. Did you answer this one, Trevor?
No, and I'm just trying to think, because if you're just talking about the skills, the abilities of the special agent and also fiance of the first kill, they are the most pragmatic in life. But if you're looking at them as how they use them as characters, it's like setting two things of Pringles out, and one's called shit and one's called ass. I mean, it's either you are a complete sociopath sadist who cares about nothing, or you have so much guilt based on literally just following the same instincts as the person you're following. I wouldn't want to be either of those people by any stretch of imagination. But I do say that at least, the character that Lee Byung-hun plays, the agent, he's been trained well. I mean, so he's got a lot of marketable talents. Unfortunately, well, for our enjoyment, he did them. But if he was real, yeah, he's screwed.
Yeah, he is screwed, but hey. Oh my gosh. I just can't believe, because it just so many, the way this movie works, like just again the catch and release, catch and release, catch and release. And I mean the part where he goes up to the house, to the last house he goes to with the two guys and all them dogs and shit. And even the guy's like, yo, how the hell did you get in here so quietly? Like, how the fuck did you do? I have vicious dogs out there.
Yeah.
And you just stuck your little ass in here quietly. Nobody heard shit. You fucking turn my music off. You unchain the girl, and then turn around and boom, here you are.
But his brain is basically jelly from eating human flesh too.
True.
Gotta put that out there.
True.
Yeah, that's crazy too. Where the fucking the main killer had to put him in check. Because he called him crazy, because he was like, "You're fucking crazy," because you're eating the human, the meat.
Yeah.
And he was like, and the guy just went, "What did you just call me?" Like he was about to lose it. But then the one was like, "Do you know who the fuck I am?" Basically, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, I must be crazy." He starts laughing, like he got checked, got his shit into in order. He was like, "Oh fuck, you're right. I can't fuck with you. You're like the mentor. You're like." You taught us all.
I mean, that character is gross in many, many ways, but very, very important because the special agent, out of hate and anger and despair, is breaking the rules in an area of hierarchy. It puts not a lot, but also puts a little bit of information that even among killers, there can be hierarchies. So you've got these both going at the same time, and the film is really wonderful on like the doppelganger theory of, us having another person, potentially that person, if they find us, would kill us. But this is like a gradual doppelganger situation where they become more and more alike until, yeah. And that's another reason why I love this movie.
And you said you've seen this before, right, Trevor? A few times?
I saw it a couple times when it first came out, but that was
this is my
back
second
around
time.
2011 or so.
My first time seeing it, I just seen the
fresh
cover.
to me.
Yeah. I just clicked the cover because the first time I seen it, this is the second time. The first time I seen it, I clicked the cover because it said I saw the devil. I thought it was a paranormal movie. Then I started going into it, and I was like, wait, what the fuck is this? It's not paranormal. But then I was just hooked. I was like, holy shit. I was like, well, I'm glad I clicked on this one.
Yeah, I avoided it for a long time because I heard such great things about it, and I didn't want to go into it expecting a lot, disappointed by it. So the first time I actually watched it was 2 years ago. And I was like, oh my God, it is as good as everybody said.
Nice. And for me, for me, it's a first time watch, and an amazing first time watch. I'll definitely say that. I was just like, holy shit, damn, this is fucking awesome. This is this is something to get excited about. This is something to get like, holy shit, yes, give me more. Good story, great action, great visual, like just everything about this movie I enjoyed for the most part.
Yeah, I have to say it's probably on a lot of top 10 lists that are out there. It's got to be.
Yeah, it should be.
Sturdy, if you don't mind, I actually have a question for Dave. It's for any of you guys. But one of the things that really caught me in this movie is something that connects it to another favorite that we've talked about. And you do the list of kills. I can't think of two movies that do extraordinarily intense greenhouse scenes versus hot tension in this film.
Mm-hmm.
They were I've never seen it done in another one.
The only greenhouse scene that I've come across recently, and it's not even close to this, is in Slugs, where there's a greenhouse explosion.
Yep.
But in intense scenes like this, I'm going to have to go with the Clove Hitch Killer, where you have that scene in the bedroom where it's as intense, where you finds the woman in that bedroom, and then you have the sun outside to go in or not. So I think there was a lot of
What killer?
Killer.
Okay, I'll look that up. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I would put that almost on the level of this here. So EK Killer, and so they renamed it to Clove Hitch Killer.
We have my interest double fold now.
Yeah. So with that it's great acting. I think and he is the killer. It's probably and just the tension that's the entire film because he's retired, and then his son stumbles across his trophies, and he burns the trophies, and that kicks off that itch again. He's like, "Oh, I gotta go and start a new trophy collection."
Oh shit!
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow. Another one. Let me see what I got. Oh, go ahead, Trevor.
I did want to bring up one thing. Just talking a little bit more about Korean horror. And we've talked about this kind of stuff when Sturdy and I did the massive Godzilla marathon with Mick. And no matter how childish those films got, they still had an element of, fear of the nuclear bomb and things of this nature. Now, Korean film tends to be very tense, feeling oriented. There's a lot of fear in just, I mean, it doesn't have to be. I mean, look at Parasite and things like that. But you got to remember, you're dealing with a very, a country that is almost on the level of Japan on how far ahead it is, but it lives daily with the understanding that they are literally the only place that North Korea could hit a button and they're gone. They wake up every day with that. So I think that also definitely plays a huge role in their horror films. So I just wanted to bring that up because that's something that I think is intrinsic in all the narrative that comes out of Korea.
That's interesting.
Is the fear of North Korea or whatever. On a smaller level, it's like Hong Kong and how Hong Kong did all these like over the top Cat 3 movies to, be symbolic. So but I'll shut up.
Here's the thing for you, Trevor.
No, you're good.
Yeah,
I love it. That's good information.
Are we getting a sampling of their best, or is this how it translates in all of their movies? Because, like you said, there's just so many good films that are over in Korean horror. But then you have to wonder, is like, am I getting the best of the best that we're seeing? And there's probably just like the United States where we have some of the B's and the C films out there.
Well, I mean, there's more and more out there. I mean, if one wants to just do a quick look up the old Tartan Asia Extreme DVD label, and you will see so many Korean films like Spider Forest that I mean just blew me away. And there's
now I gotta see it.
I mean the end. I mean, it's because even Korea does an interesting take on the Ring. Their version of the Ring was called Ring Spiral, and I'm not gonna say it's good, but it's definitely darker. I think honestly, so Korea is known for doing two kaiju films, and one's really bad and one's really good. And if you want to call it a kaiju, and I do, is The Host. It is arguably the best monster movie pre Godzilla -1 in like 20 some years. It's amazing. And that yet again has so much to do with family. and loss, and then you get this big, crazy, monster fun movie. It's intrinsic in their work.
When did the host come out? That's not the one that came out during the pandemic, did it?
No. This is actually it was Bong, the director of Parasite. It was one of his first major films.
Oh,
2006,
okay.
yes. I actually hosted a week showing of that film in Carlisle then. I see Korea has always been on my radar because there's just, I mean, okay, so we talked about Mike last week. Happiness of the Katakoris is a remake of a Korean film called Happy Family. So, you know, there is a huge, long history of Korean cinema. It's not as deep as Japan, but it's been around for a while, and it puts out some really great stuff. And as I stumbled upon today, I found they actually end up making the best soap operas in the world too.
Wow.
Yeah, I think their supernatural films are a step above what's coming out of Japan.
Oh yeah,
like The Phone.
100%.
The Phone is an amazing movie.
Yeah,
Yep.
I haven't seen that in years.
You said The Phone?
Yeah.
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 You have a
That's
little
really
girl
good.
in there that is on the level of Dakota Fanning when she was younger. Maybe maybe even a notch above.
Wow.
Yep. I'm
That's
trying to
saying-
think of. Oh. Well, I think what's the Sadness Korean?
Oh yes, and yet again, we're dealing
That's-
with a movie that potentially is the best zombie film
Yes.
since, and yes, I'm going to say this, the original remake of Dawn of the Dead. The Sadness.
I agree.
I love that movie.
If you make a list of Korean films, the film we're talking about now needs to be on it, and Sadness needs to be on it, and there are a whole bunch of other ones, but these are two that are very distinct. Oh, and of course, Park Chan-wook's Vengeance trilogy. So definitely in those top threes, even though they're all great films, and especially since it's the same actor that plays the serial killer, you gotta watch Old Boy. You know, if you like horror and you have not delved here, like Japan, you're in for clear that calendar and sit on your ass.
And I think even if you want to stay in the serial killer range, you got Memories of Murder, which is based on a true story. Excellent film, tremendous drama. Like, I don't really like to watch drama that much. You have drama in real life. I don't want to watch it on TV.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah.
So good. And then they have a new serial killer movie that came out not too long ago called Midnight, which I watched, and that was
Midnight.
Yes. So
I've heard about it, but it's worth checking out.
Yeah. Think of the movie Hush or Mute Witness, where you have a deaf daughter and mother that's being stalked by a serial killer in South Korea. And it plays out nicely where it's a little cat and mouse game that comes with some little tough choices for some characters in the film later on.
Wow. Might have to check that one out.
Just so much out there. I really do want to just one day sit down and just fucking just Google fucking Korean horror and just fucking.
I recommend you do. There's an amazing amount of stuff out there, and a lot of it is quite good. As I mentioned, the director of the film for tonight also did Tale of Two Sisters.
Amazing.
And that at the time was probably the most successful globally of any Korean horror film. It was made about 3 years before I Saw the Devil.
Now, was that one? What is that about? Is it paranormal? Is it?
It's a twin thing. It's one of those twin movies. I saw it many, many years ago. It's okay. I like this better than that. So
it's one of those movies like where you watch it, you may be confused coming out of it, but if you talk to somebody that kind of pieces everything together, and you can say, well, it's being told from a certain perspective, and then you're like, oh my God, that's probably the best way to describe what this one person has in the film. And it's the way it's delivered to us.
And Dave, you hit the nail right on the head when it comes to any argument about why foreign horror tends to be better than U.S. horror, at least the U.S. horror that is made to make money. And that is layered meaning, layered symbolism, Like I'm totally with you there, man.
I agree with that too.
All right.
I said that many times. I was
Mhm.
like, I don't know what the fuck US been doing, but Korean fucking movies have been fucking way better. I've been
Yeah,
wanting
and
to
they
watch
don't
that
have like
instead of shit
6
coming out now.
writers. Yeah.
Fucking
It's tough.
crazy.
Yeah, it's tough to get something on this level in the States. You know, you try to choose
Yeah.
out maybe 5 or 6 movies that are close to any of the ones that we mentioned, and it's going to be tough to pull those out.
Mhm.
Hang on 1 second. We are in Hong Kong next week, gentlemen,
Ooh.
Oh,
with the rigor mortis movie. I'll just pop that up real quick. Boom. Traveling all the way there. Back in there.
Je ne marque.
I don't know what that means, Trevor.
Don't
can't
even
wait.
get me started on Hong Kong cinema. So I'm excited. This is one I haven't seen.
Ooh, nice.
Mhm.
You know what?
You
That
found a
makes
movie
me
that Taylor didn't
so
see.
happy.
What?
That makes me so happy because I have another friend, my friend Matt,
Mhm.
and I love him to death, but he fucking gets on my nerves. Here's why. Anytime, and you're probably gonna be a part of this, Trevor. And if I say fuck
Mhm.
you to you, it's all out of love. Trust me.
Thank you.
Anytime I hit him up, I'll be,
Hits
yo,
me in the
Matt,
heart.
have you seen
Yes.
such and such movie? This fucking asshole that I love to death, like a brother. Well, his response will be, say this is the movie. He'll send me a picture of him smiling, holding the fucking Blu-ray. Yeah, I seen the movie. I have it. Like, you know what, man? Fuck you.
Every movie, yeah. Every movie you
fucking
mentioned.
Mhm.
like out of all the, I've known him for maybe 5-6 years now.
He collects
Out of
hardcore
all the movies that I've
DVDs.
found that I thought was just like, oh shit, maybe like 2 times I got them. I don't remember what they were, so it's not even that fucking. But like 2 times, I'm just like this is
Yeah,
getting
he has everything.
but
Thousands
I
of
love it.
movies.
So it's like that inside kind of friend thing. Like one of the episodes, one of the last episodes was me, him, and a few other guys. Anytime we mentioned a movie, he pulled the Blu-ray out. We were all just giving him the finger, like, "All right, man, this is getting out of hand." But it's
As a
part of the thing.
collector, yeah, but that
Yeah,
mhm.
I love it though. I love that he
Mhm.
has that. It's just one of those things where just like, of course you have this.
Well, the thing I
told
do
you.
with people is I send them like the most extravagant poster of the movie I'm watching from wherever in the world is the most extravagant. So they love seeing the poster art no matter what.
I
Yeah.
love
So,
that. I
yeah.
love that. I'm gonna have to hit Trevor up like, "Hey, what you watching today, Trevor? What are you watching today, Trevor?" 'Cause
Yeah, I've.
do
This
you
is
okay?
confusing enough. You should see me try streaming, and my
Do,
ADHD starts going.
Oh, by the way,
do you
Trevor, I
ever?
opened up that
Not,
question I
oh,
asked you to find me a movie to scare
what?
me. Remember, I asked you the movie to scare me.
I
You don't.
apparently
It don't
didn't.
have to. I don't have to be paranormal. Any
Okay.
movie you think that will scare me.
Trevor,
Or at least
might I
freak him out.
suggest The Eye from Hong Kong?
Oh, very good. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Dave, you could be
excellent.
on this too. You could be on in this too if you want.
That sounds
All right.
familiar. The Eye.
Well, yeah, there's an American remake of it that's really bad compared to
Oh, I think I probably seen that one.
yeah.
I might have seen that one.
The Asian version is very good, very good.
But my
That's
goal is to find something to scare me because no movies scare me. But I
yeah.
still love them.
Oh, I got one.
Okay,
I got
I'm
one.
yours.
It's from the Philippines. It's called Incantation.
Nope, seen it. Did not scare me. Loved it though.
You
Loved
see
it.
that first 10 minutes of that movie messes with your head so much. By the time it comes back up in the end of the movie, it's like, nope, I'm done.
Only thing I'm going to tell you about that movie, and I said this to Aaron, the part where they're like saying that it's true and they're trying to get you to repeat the mantra with them.
Yep.
I did not repeat it. I was like,
Oh,
just in
see,
case,
I got you there.
just in case, I'm not saying shit.
It's funny you say that. I'm the same way with Candyman.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm the same way with
I'll say
Candyman,
Candyman all day.
listen. James, I'm telling you.
I'll say Bloody Mary too. Hopefully they have fucking sex
That's
behind me.
different. I'm not scared of her. But Candyman's different. I don't want to see no big ass black dude with a hook coming in my bathroom when I'm trying to pee. Or anything. I'll be
Even
scared.
if it's Tony Todd.
The voice
Maybe it
alone
was
is gonna
Idris
scare me.
Elba. I don't know.
The voice is scary.
Here's the thing with incantation, right? If you say what they're telling you to say in the beginning, it actually happens on the screen as you're watching it.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
exactly.
So you actually take
I've heard
control of the film as you're watching it. So if you can get past that open, because I recommended to a few friends and they turned it off after that, it comes up later in the film where you have to do it again. It's like, nope, not doing it this time.
That movie's so good. That's on one of my lists.
Yep.
That's on my list. That movie.
Incantation?
Oh yeah, I love that movie. I thought it was so cool when they did that shit. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Yes.
So James, the question is a movie that will scare you or like mentally fuck you up. Or is that
either way,
or?
like either or, mainly fear. Because it's been a long time since I was little afraid of something.
I would have to
Like
say I give you a triple feature of Angst, In a Glass Cage, and 120 Days of Sodom. You will bathe for the next 3 days after those films, and they're very well made.
Okay, you guys sent those three in the chat.
So
I can remember.
I'll send you trailers, and you might not want to talk to me for a while.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, I know what James is gonna be watching tomorrow.
That's what I'll be watching.
We're always having trouble picking movies.
I might come back a changed man.
Yep. Like, what the fuck? Or worse.
I'll be all fucked up like,
yo, Trevor, you got any more? We hooked on like it's crack. You got
broke
any
me.
more movies?
Hey man, that was good, but let me get the George Bunter guide out, man.
Oh man, this stuff was. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Well, because I think I broke myself when I was younger. So from a really young age, because I used to sneak watch movies, staying up, and so I used to watch horror movies at a young age in the dark in my room by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I got used to the being in the dark, all the jump scares.
Mhm.
I started predicting how movies are going to end up, like where the jump scares are going to come. I found out who the killer is going to be. I know when someone's going to die next. So all this shit started coming to me. So it ruined it for me. So I'll watch a movie and I'm like, nope, that's not going to scare me. Maybe if I didn't know this was coming, this would make me jump, but I know it's here. So it's been a long time.
Because every time you find a movie, and I'm the same way, when you find a movie that figures out how to successfully break a cycle or a model, or even if it just does it slightly differently, it's such a joy. Yeah, we have to go for some crappers, but we even get more joy when we find something creative.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
that's why my goal is I always like watching new stuff, like stuff I've never seen before.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, new to me because I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that fucking like fix. Crack. I'm like, I'm getting that. I need that fix. I'm looking for that special fix. I don't want to go repeating. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to go watch the repeat stuff. I need the new stuff, man. I need the stronger stuff.
I'm with you. Like, don't get me wrong. I still have my horror movies that I love. I always love to go back and watch, or movies in general. I love to go back and watch. But I
will. I don't mind them, but I'm not going to go like I'm going to wake up going to watch Jason today.
I'm 1,000% with you though, James. Where it's like I just need to see something that I don't even say new. I'll say new to me, just because it could be.
It's new to me. Yeah, it could be an old movie, anything I never seen.
2024. Yeah. And that's another reason why I'm doing stuff like this, like the Backpacking Research 30 and stuff like with the foreign, because I love foreign horror. I know you love it too, and I know Trevor loves it as well. But I love foreign horror, and
this is a total treat for me.
I don't get enough of it.
So thank you.
Oh, of course, shit. Me too, man.
Same
me too.
here.
And then with your knowledge of it, it's just, it was just like, it was awesome on the whole Godzilla. Which go make sure you guys will check that out over on the Scene Snobs. But Trevor, myself, and Mick went through every single Godzilla movie, and this guy, I don't know how, just the knowledge from all 40 damn movies was amazing, impressive.
It's called ASD, ADHD, and just being a hyperfixated research person all my life.
I'm gonna sum that all up in one word.
And I have so much more to know. I mean, it's very flattering, but to me, I mean, I have people I know, and like what I know is nothing.
Same,
I
but
mean,
I mean, I could say that the same thing though.
Mhm.
Like that's how I'm looking at you. Like I know a
Mhm.
lot about movies. I know, like me and James will talk about you a lot. Like, yo, Trevor
Mhm.
coming on here, he knows so fucking much.
Well,
And
I just love talking about these things. If you get
yeah,
me on movies, music, comics, literature,
But you ask them how to make toast. Forgot how to do that.
yep. Google it.
Yeah, Google it. I don't
Real
know.
quick.
I need to save the space for movie knowledge.
Yeah,
I'll
but the thing
I'll
is,
need that
dude,
nonsense.
it's so cool. Like it's so cool. Like we have a coworker. Shout out to you, Chris, if you're watching. Like just have you ever just sat and stood and talked to him about movies? This
Mhm.
motherfucker knows so many different movies or movie quotes. I'll be looking at him like, yo, how the
Oh yeah,
hell
the
do you remember
quotes.
the
Yeah,
exact quote from this movie that you haven't seen
yeah.
in 15 years? And you remember the whole damn scene like you just watched it 2 minutes ago. Like, yo, I just got finished watching the movie. I already forgot what it's about. And you remember a movie. But like I love that people have like those minds to where and I'm
Mhm.
just talking film and stuff like that because we're talking about movies to where it's like they're such a fan of film to where just whatever it is, they're just locked onto it. Where with like I said, with our friend Chris, he just quoting movies over and over and over and over and over, just and not even like the popular quotes from the movies. It'll be some other shit that he just thought was
Yeah.
hilarious. I'm just like, how the
In
whatever,
older
man. Like
movies too. It's not even the new shit
yeah.
that came out.
Mhm.
It's like
Yeah.
shit he's seen like 15 years ago.
And the funny thing is, like, he'll start with like one movie, and by the end of that conversation, he told you like 17 different quotes from 35 different movies. And I'm like, wow, that is so cool that you can do that. And then Trevor's knowledge of film, I'm just like, that is just so awesome. And then even more so with the foreign film,
Mhm.
I'm just like, listen, he's my
Well,
foreign
thank you.
correspondent because I haven't found one yet. And the reason why I say that though, Trevor, too, is like
Mhm.
the way that you say the names of the Asian films we've done so far, and you're just I mean, I don't know if you're
Oh, the
right or not, but
pronounce.
and I'm not trying to be funny, but
Close.
you sound right to me. So as far as I'm concerned, you're right. I couldn't do
Well,
it.
that-
I know James can't do it. And
Nah.
you've seen me and Mick trying to with the Godzilla thing. So it fascinates me, and it's just so awesome. So I'm just like,
Well, you got to remember, this brain also will walk into a bathroom on a regular basis and forget why I'm there.
oh, I do that
So
too.
there are pluses and minuses to this, guys.
Listen,
You gotta-
listen. We all walk into rooms we don't want to be in and forget why we're there. You know what movie? You know what room you don't forget is that movie room. You go to sit down and watch a movie, you'll find. Even if you get the movie that you're about to watch, you'll find something. You're like, yeah, fuck it, hit play. Oh yeah, by the way, I was hungry and I had to pee. I'll be right back. I can't pause this because my brain works just like that, man. If you're into something passionate about that, the movies, especially the horror stuff, oh, I'm just locked in. It's like, oh man, I do gotta pee.
Well, I find that in people. I
Mhm.
honestly think the best connections in life. I mean, I don't do it, but if I run into somebody who is so amazingly passionate about hunting, and they're just like they light up,
Yeah,
I'll listen to them because
same.
I'm feeding off that amazing energy that people get only in like things that they personally have like
Mhm.
this connection to. And that's something I love about just
Yeah.
meeting and dealing with people and working with people and like things like this, discussing our shared loves.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you on that. Actually, I'm with you on that a lot. And what I do love about what you just said too is because it's like that. Because like I said, I'm a big kid myself. Like all this stuff, it just reminds me like not podcasting because that wasn't around way back then when we were all children. But we did all sit around and talk with whoever about whatever we were into at the time. Basically the same damn thing. We just weren't hitting record, and maybe you had a camcorder or a talk boy. You hit record on that. Boom, podcasting way before the word. We did it first. Anyway, but what I was getting with that is like I love how. What you were just saying, Trevor, how with anybody with that passion, it's like that childhood thing. So I'm just like, yo, go ahead. It might sound corny to somebody, but fuck it. You enjoy it. That's dope. What is it?
Mhm.
And you just see them fan out or just like you said, their eyes light up, they're smiling, they're just so excited. They're even talking faster. You might not even understand half the shit they're saying, but you're not going to stop them because of that excitement. You understand it because you're on the other side of that talking about whatever. So it's just like, yo, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
awesome.
sad part about losing video stores, right? Because that's where the conversations would happen, right?
Oh,
So I'm a former Blockbuster person, and that's where I would have most of my conversations with customers and stuff like
Same.
that. That's where my love of horror started. It's like
Mhm.
you go into the horror section, you're looking at all the 80s cover art, and it's like, oh wow, look at this.
Oh, the 80s cover art
It's
is I
amazing.
wish they brought that back.
Yep.
I love it so
Mhm.
much. The colors, how it fucking popped out. Like every cover in the 80s you can put on a t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you have
Yeah.
ones for like Black Roses and Dead Pit
Yeah.
that were 3-dimensional and have
Oh.
blinking lights.
Yep.
Oh,
I mean,
love it.
this is my okay. As you can see, I'm a physical media person.
Mhm.
Yes.
But you know, I don't I mean, especially when you look at the boutique labels and how they're just like literally doing like Cadillac versions of films you never thought would get respect. Um, the bad part about streaming, and especially when you have things like the Disney company, things like that, just like a baby Huey plopping around, like grabbing things, is the license has to be used or purchased. That
Yeah.
license can just disappear.
Mhm.
It can, go out to the lowest common denominator. I love Tubi like everybody else, but it makes me cringe every time I have to deal with it not being an aspect ratio and looking like a VHS copy. And that's how much love some of those movies are ever going to get.
Mhm.
And there's nothing saying your favorite film in 5 years will be available in any streaming capacity legally.
Mhm.
So, but
Well, look at Hush, right? So Hush is a
Mhm.
Netflix streaming movie,
Yep.
and they pulled
It was
it, and
good.
enough people complained that they're actually releasing a physical copy of it finally. But that's what happens, right? There's going to be movies that are going to disappear forever that we love because they're only available on streaming, and
Yep.
people don't realize that they don't really own anything that they
Mhm.
purchase on a streaming platform, because if that platform goes away, so does your catalog.
well, if you read the
Unfortunately.
small print on Kindle, they can take anything you bought away from you anytime.
Yep.
And that's the
Yeah, that's
exact same
crazy.
concept when you buy something from iTunes also.
Mhm.
And
So,
I'm guilty of this. I downloaded a few video games on my Xbox, and I didn't want to. I wanted to buy the real copy just because I'm worried about that.
mhm.
Where they
Yeah.
could sit there and go, delete. You didn't have this game. We're getting rid of this game. We're pulling it or something. Like
It's
I
it,
like
it-
the physical form.
Well,
I
this
love
is where
it.
podcasts like this are very important too, because the floodgates are open. More movies and more stuff is going to come out based on the fact that everything is so easily put out. And that means the good stuff's going to be harder to find, but even more, the back catalog stuff
Mhm.
will start getting pushed. That there will be a fairly soon generation that potentially could go, what do you mean this is a remake?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then
That yet again comes back into the whole joy of, it freaks me out when I run into people who want to put down other people's movie taste,
Yeah.
because like, no, to me number one, I love it because they love it. Number two, that gives me an opening to go, dude, do you like this? Dude, take an hour and a half, check this thing out. I
Mhm.
think you're going to be
Mhm.
worth it. And that is pushing the button on a future film lover, music lover, and that's a thing about the communities of this.
yeah.
It's yeah.
Well, today's setup too makes it where you wouldn't have Killer Clowns succeed today,
Mhm.
because it wouldn't find its second life on physical media. It'd get
Yep.
lost in the streaming platform because it failed in the box office. So, we're going to lose a lot of great films because they may do bad in the theaters and they'll be on streaming for a little bit, but they'll go away. But that cult following will never attach to it like it did in the
Mhm.
past.
Yep.
You know what I think they need to do with that is they really need to, like, with the streaming stuff, is if it's going straight to streaming, I think the marketing needs to be better for some of those. I mean, for the ones that can afford it, of course, but it needs to be a little bit better for some of those, because there's a lot of times where you go to the theater and you watch these movies and you're just like, I would have enjoyed this more if I would have just watched this, if it just came out on Shutter, for example,
Mhm.
instead of it coming out in theaters, because it's like I came out, you paid the money, this, that, and the third, which I don't mind doing all that, especially if I enjoy the movie. But it's one of those ones where it's just like, this really wasn't worth leaving the house for. So I don't mind it with that, but
Mhm.
I get what you're saying, how they get lost in the sauce. But I feel like some of it's because you're not throwing it in our faces enough to where it's just like,
Mhm.
I got to see this. Because there's a lot of times I just keep seeing like a lot of times I see a lot of these movies that are on streaming platforms, besides me finally just going and looking through them, is you see a movie poster, you see a movie, and I'm just like, all right, why the hell am I seeing this damn movie poster all the time? Because I skip trailers and all that. So I see people posting trailers, I skip all that. But I'm like, okay, now let me go check this movie out and
Well, the studio,
make your posters better. To like make
yeah,
them stand out. How we were talking, I know that even physical media, make it stand out. Digital media, make it stand out. Because there's still times, like I just said, there's been times where me and James will pick movies to review just all based off of the Tubi covers of movies. It'll be just based off the covers. And 9 times out of 10, that's a terrible idea. But you know what? It brings you, in a way, it brings you back to those old school days of what a lot of times you have better picks, of course, but you still pick some shitty movies. But of just like what we were saying, oh wow, that movie cover looks cool. I've never seen this movie before. I'm just going by this movie cover. It's a horror movie. I'm grabbing it.
The one that pops in my head, I was so disappointed. It's still burnt in my brain. Is that fucking movie Elves?
Oh gosh,
That fucking cover was so cool looking. It had nothing to do with that cover looked like.
No,
I was so fucking pissed off.
But again though, it made you take that risk. So they were smart.
No, it did take it. Yeah, smart.
And that's the thing is, it makes you take that risk of, oh shit, I should check this out. Let me just click on it. And especially for streaming, because a lot of times with streaming, a lot of times with anything in life, when you're going to pick out things, you're picking something that's going to catch your eye, catch your attention. So you guys should kind of keep, seriously, from indie all the way up to Hollywood and everything. Keep that. Don't get lazy with the covers.
Well, one quick thing I wanted to ask Dave too about physical media, and you worked at Blockbuster. You know, we're kind of in somewhat of the similar generations, around 10 years or whatever. But something that I experienced as a growing movie fan that nobody else will have nowadays. I mean, it's still stuff's, being discovered, but the first time you discovered Dario Argento in the United States, Lucio Fulci, Sergio Martino, any of the world horror in general, it was cut versions that were put out on VHS. And this was also back in the day in which you could try to get them via writing from the back of a magazine or going to a convention, because you'd spend $20 back then on what was supposed to be the uncut Suspiria or the uncut Deep Red or the uncut. My personal favorite is, Lucio Fulci's Beyond versus the U.S. Seven Doors of Death cut. I mean, of course, Tim Lucas is most famous for this with Video Watchdog, but that was such a thing in movie loving, is tracking down the cuts.
Yeah, tape swap.
We don't have that anymore because these boutique labels are doing all that work for us, and it's kind of saddening to me.
Yeah, tape swapping was always great, where you track down, like you said, tracking down that stuff, or having that one friend's like, "Hey, guess what I got? You haven't seen this yet because it's not released here." And it's like, "Oh, okay."
Hey, dude, I got Meet the Feebles.
Oh, fucking Meet the Feebles.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
That shit was fucking.
That's like when Record first came out. Like, it didn't come out here right away, but it was available over in Spain. And it's like, hey, look, Record. It's about zombies in this building. It's like, oh, I got to check it out. I'm a little creeped out from what you described it at because of the time. But yeah, we lost a lot of that stuff. And then, of course, everybody slaps your hand because tape swapping was essentially almost like, pirating almost, because you're not paying for it. You got your friend making a copy of it because he's got a good copy and he's passing it on to you, just on a smaller scale.
Yeah,
well, it's like tape trading in the music industry, especially like metal tape trading.
Yeah,
it's all part of that fandom. And the problem is, we went from literally a hand-to-hand situation or bag-to-mail situation to now things just live on the internet. And that in itself makes it that the licenses and the copyrights are watched that much more, because once it gets out, it could go a million places, or it could just go two. where if you ended up having to send like a cease and desist letter to some guy in his apartment who made movie copies, that was about it. You really didn't worry about it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, and that's yet again another slap in collectors' faces.
Yeah.
Because we want to see the complete vision of the filmmakers.
It's interesting that you bring that up. So, like Trevor, you know, what's kind of filled that gap is maybe been merchandise collecting when it comes to horror, because that's excitement there now. We have to like, oh, this is the list of your crown jewels that are out there. Now I got to go and track it down and find it. So the excitement shifted somewhere else.
Yeah,
and, it's sad.
It is. I mean, it's still in the movie, but I do get what you guys are saying with that as well. And
but it's interesting to see things grow like analog horror. That's really exciting. So yeah, I'm not downing like the internet killed horror collecting. No, I'm not saying that. There are pluses, but you know, yeah, I'm 48. I'm gonna say it. I miss the old days sometimes.
We all do.
I spent $30 on a 5th generation Cannibal Holocaust, and I'm watching it at breakfast. I do miss those days. Yes.
Oh man. Yeah, I missed the older times. I guess I can say now too. I just miss the days I didn't have to fucking pay bills. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So much easier than when all you had to do was go to school or skip it. If you did that, you shouldn't do it, kids. You should go to school and get your education. But we're degenerate. Those of us who skip were degenerates.
I actually just got something in the mail 2 days ago that I'm excited about. It's physical media, and it's sitting right over here at my desk. So I will bring this over. And I don't know if anybody's going to kind of recognize what this may be from, this little case here, because there's a little bit of a shine on it. But it is the Puppet Master case.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so New Moon Features was running a buy one, get one free sale. And it's like, oh, my God, I got to get it because I got the other box set for free.
Oh,
that's cool.
Yeah. So there's some cool stuff that's still out there.
That's awesome.
Well, I mean, Vinegar Syndrome, Criterion, Severin, all these companies and their, you know, whatever companies are doing such amazing. I mean, they're honestly taste setters. It works for now, and hopefully it continues. But you know, they also understand that, you know, and you'll see it when they have huge sales. So like, okay, so example, wonderful old British horror film named Reptilicus. I love it because it's a total piece of crap, but Vinegar Syndrome is releasing it in a box that is so amazingly colorful, and it's like a book. And does this movie deserve it? No, but I love them because they did it.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And, you know, so, you know, it's great. You know, a lot of these companies are run by amazing people, and they use great minds out there, like Kat Ellinger, Claire Janice. They're just amazing. So there's still so much out there in the horror arena. It's just, I think sometimes we, you know, maybe it's nostalgia. Maybe it's, you know, we need to find a way to make these feelings happen again. And I don't know, but
yeah, I think as older horror fans, it's our responsibility to introduce the younger horror fans to this stuff. I know I have 4 kids, and that's what I did. We started with the classics. I even got all of them onto foreign horror films very early in their age. So, yep, they all like that stuff. And now my one son is looking at websites like Vinegar Syndrome or Umbrella Entertainment. It's like, oh, look at this nice box that I got to get into my collection.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And that's what it is. You got to start off. You got to go old school with classics. Don't start off with the new shit. I'm like, oh, this is what horror movies are. Like, you got to introduce the old shit too.
And honestly, I feel like you have to do that anyway, because one, they'll get a better appreciation, they'll get a better understanding of where a lot of these movies came from, a lot of references from these newer movies, and it's like they'll understand a lot of the stuff.
Effects.
All that. Oh my God, everything. All that stuff. Then they'll be like, yeah, I'm a horror. Like, I mean, you could say you're a horror fan, whatever the case may be. I'm not going to take that away from anybody. But then they're like, listen, I've been watching horrors from when my dad was a kid. And people were like, oh, shit. Like, really? Or before my dad was even born. Like, oh, my goodness, really? Like, I didn't even know they were making movies. I was like, you know what, little kid, fuck you.
that would be a great name for a killer children film.
What? Fuck you, little...
Fuck you, little kids.
Oh, yeah, it would be. Holy shit.
Sounds like a trauma production, you know.
It does. Bunch of killer kids in there.
Rabid
That's
grannies,
fucking
fuck
true.
those little kids. Ew.
There you go. I'm
Yeah,
watching.
I went over the.
Hey, listen, I'm still watching it, Trevor. I'm still watching it. But I guess with that though, we're gonna wrap this one up. This was another fun one, and we got to travel to Korea for this one. Backpack all the way to Korea, and like I said, Hong Kong next week for Rigor Mortis, and I cannot wait for that. It should be another fun time. And again, Trevor, take over and let the people know where they can find you and the good stuff about Ambassador Media.
Okay. So you can find me online at ambassadorradio.org. It's a radio show that's syndicated, but also is online most of the time, unless it's taken down, that deals with the B side of music, but not the B side of music. It's the super deep dive in all genres. I've been doing radio for at least 25 years, if not longer. And what makes me so happy about doing the show now is that out of necessity, I found that I have to do a lot of research, and every show is just a new joy for me and stuff I don't know. Now, the media part is something we're working on in the future, and we want to expand, looking at more music, film, the arts in general. So that's where you can find my boring stuff.
Check it out, people. Check it out. This guy has an amazing mind. And Dave, you want to tell the people one more time where they can find you as well?
Sure. Nerdbox, look for the melting smiley face on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. I'm on the other social media platforms, but I am most active on Facebook. I'm getting into the habit of Instagram as well, getting more active there as well. But definitely come over and check us out on YouTube if you're a fan of Scream or Terrifier. We got 60, 70 videos just in those two franchises alone. And right now, 1,000 Ways to Die in a Horror Movie. And then we got some other stuff coming out when it comes to Lost Horror Media soon. And we're going to introduce a horror remake show where we're going to retell something in a franchise. And I'll tell everybody here so you get to hear it first. But what if Randy survives Scream 2 and how that affects all the films that follow? So that'll be a 4-part series that'll come out.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Nice. And Ken Sagos, what's good? I wish you would have said something earlier, Ken. But listen, Ken, we need to talk very, very soon. I need you on here, but we need to talk about some stuff, though. So, yeah, I will be hitting you up very soon. And I'm going to just drop the end of the show. Links for everybody out there. But listen, people, we're back this Saturday on Popcorn and Pints. I know we had to push that episode back. We were all busy last weekend. And let's just say one of us was dealing with some vehicle issues, and I almost fought my car. But I didn't. So yeah, we're back this Saturday at Popcorn and Pints, where we're reviewing Freaky Friday and The Haunted
Mansion.
Oh,
The Haunted Mansion from 2003 starring Eddie Murphy. And we're back tomorrow night, midnight, Sternovision, Here for Blood. Or I think that's what it's called. Whatever it's called, we're going to be here reviewing that at midnight.
I think it's Here for Blood.
So tune in for that. And yeah, again, next Thursday, Rigor Mortis. And thank you to my guests coming on. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you.
Thank you as always, sir.
And of course, my co-host James over on Popcorn and Pints. But this is a fun time, and I want to say this to people: for those of you who are into any genre of film, check out the foreign genre of that. I'm gonna say foreign horror because it's amazing. There's so many awesome movies and awesome stories, and they get crazy. If you like the blood, guts, and violence, they get crazy. If you don't believe me, watch H of the Killer. or watch I Saw the Devil. And there's gonna be more.
Watch it back to back. Jesus.
Yeah. But
fuck with you a little bit.
Yes. Come back in with us. And with that said, I'll see you in your nightmares. Peace.